One of the most embarrassing things about the United States when compared to other countries at our level of development, other than, of course, the astounding income inequality, the immoral for profit healthcare system, an education system increasingly invaded by right wing Christians, and the retrograde homophobia that still exists, is how poorly we do when it comes to high speed train development. There's a new ranking of high speed rail networks from GoEuro, and it puts the US 19th out of the 20 countries that it looked at. According to the survey, the United States ranks below Turkey and Uzbekistan when it comes to high-speed rail. Louis, you rode Turkish trains, right? What are they like? I don't remember you saying that they were even that fantastic.
It's more that there just aren't enough of them, really. I ended up taking buses everywhere because the train system is just not that well developed like here, really.
And the US system ranks below that one. So every survey can have some flaws in its methodology. This particular one emphasizes the percentage of the population that has access to high-speed rail, which makes sense, obviously. That really hurts the U.S. ranking. Also, high-speed rail it varies in speed. And when you consider all of the different factors, the speed of so-called high-speed rail in the U.S. barely makes the minimum cutoff of 150 miles per hour. You have the Acela regionally in some areas, which exceeds that speed at top speed. And so, yeah, the numbers for the U.S. are not good. Only 3.7% of Americans have any access whatsoever to high-speed rail service. This is just, it's disappointing, right? I mean, the article, an article written about this on Clean Technica argues that the U.S. high-speed rail system is so poor that the U.S. probably shouldn't even have been included in this because it's so limited and essentially non-existent. And it's an embarrassment. This is a real embarrassment. You have so many issues that lead to this problem in the United States. Number one, huge country. You have Republican lawmakers, often Republican lawmakers, who are already predisposed not to support infrastructure spending, who are from parts of the country with very sparse populations, the opposite of dense populations. Why would they want to spend any money on the development of high-speed rail, which would be most useful in the more densely populated areas on the coast? They wouldn't. You also have very strong airline lobby and automobile lobbies, and fossil fuel lobbies, all of which lose if you have more people using trains in the United States. So it's a pathetic embarrassment that we have here in the United States, truly. I mean, it is absolutely horrible.
It's funny that we might have something like a Hyperloop before we even have a reasonable high-speed train across the country.
And people often talk, the so-called pro-business community says the development of technology and all of this stuff, it should happen in the private sector. The private sector is better than the government. That's not necessarily the case. Effectively speaking, practically speaking, sometimes that's the case, as we're seeing with Elon Musk's Hyperloop, et cetera. But that's because of lobbyists, and the just terrible predisposition that so many right-wing elected officials have not to spend on infrastructure. There's no rule that says private industry is definitively better than the government at developing this stuff. It's because of the horrible system we've created in this country that becomes the reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the people take it on the chin when they have to fly or when they have to drive incredibly long distances. It's just why make us suffer?
Well, because there are a lot of dollars to be earned by big corporations and lobbyists and to be distributed as pork by elected officials in ways other than developing reasonable high-speed rail.
It's always about money.
Yeah.
As long as money is the only thing that matters, as long as that's how success is measured and that's what our entire economy is based off of, money will always win.
Yeah,
always.
I don't see a change happening. It's going to be very slow change, if any, that's for sure.